Anybody going to pick the Cowboys tonight?
And do you?
For what? For spread or straight up?
Straight up. Is anyone going to pick? When we see the things, the pregame shows, are going to be all Eagles?
Over the past 2 days, I have not seen a single star pop up on any of the predictions. No. It's not just this game, though. There's a lot of games where everybody feels the exact same way. And I think that goes back to what Schefter was talking about, and we all agree with him. Early in the season, we have no idea. That's like why Coach Lee Corso going perfect. College football, week 1. Is insane because nobody has a clue who's going to show up except for Coach Corso. But nobody has a idea of what team's going to be what. Of course, you assume the Philadelphia Eagles are just going to pick up where they left off last year at the Super Bowl. Of course, you're going to think that the Philadelphia Eagles learned who exactly they were during that playoff run when they were very dominant, and they're just going to carry that into the season. There's still a bunch of new pieces. There's new operations. There's a new feel. It's a new time of year. There's so many different new things that you have to have a question mark around all of the things that we assume to be true. And then for the Dallas Cowboys, it's like they can be very motivated.
Yeah.
And motivation is a big deal in football, especially with how physical it is, especially on opening night where things can be a little bit ugly, maybe not put together. It's like Shoddy getting his opportunity to lead the Cowboys. It's like you're welcome for the amount of shit that you could just pull from and motivate the boys. I have no idea what's going to happen tonight, genuinely, but I think the safe thing and the easy thing to do is just the Eagles are going to win, and that's what everybody has done on these game shows or on these shows that are picking, AJ.
Yeah, I know the Eagles, believe me, they are absolutely stacked and loaded when it comes to talent and where everybody is. But the Cowboys, this is like a win-win situation. They could have a moral victory if they keep it close and look pretty good. So I think for the Cowboys, they have great things. Hey, guys, nobody's giving us a chance. Here we go. We can shock the world here week 1.
But what if they lose by 20?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
That's when
that's
lose.
tough.
It'll be loud. It'll be loud. Exactly. And I think that's a possibility. I think there's so many possibilities for this game. Like UNC TCU. I actually said during my pick, this could go very different directions.
Yeah.
Yep.
Could Bill Belichick figure out how to out-fundamental and out-scheme TCU? Maybe. There's a chance. That first drive, here it is. It's happening. We knew TCU's offense was going to score, so were they just going to battle possibly? But then for TCU to blow them out, I was like, that was always a possibility. Nobody had a clue who was on this North Carolina team. Feels like for this game, anything's possible. You obviously understand that rivalry. You understand that NFC East better than anybody that would be talking into a microphone at this point. What are the emotions of this evening, and how much do you think Shoddy and the Dallas Cowboys are drawing on how much everybody has kind of counted them out since the Micah Parsons trade?
Oh, I think they're enjoying it clearly. I think just like anything, this is a huge division game. It's a rival game. I guarantee you everybody in that locker room is expected to go out there and win tonight. So I'm looking for a super competitive game. I know they're excited about it. Obviously last year, the way the 2 games went, the outcome of the last year's 2 games. But, yeah, this is going to be a hell of a football game. I'm excited to watch it.
If you're Shoddy, are you thankful for everything that has happened during your short tenure thus far? Obviously, trading away Micah has created a lot of noise around the team. A lot of people saying this is the dumbest franchise. A lot of people saying they have no chance. A lot of people kind of burying them. If you're Shoddy, do you like that as a coach, that you can draw from it? Or what are your thoughts on having that be the start of your coaching career in Dallas with all the chaos that kind of took place outside?
I think the thing for Brian is he understands it. There's always 2 components that you learn when you work there, and the pure football part of it's excellent. There's so much to love about this Dallas Cowboy football team, and I know he realizes that. So, and when you just keep it about football, there's, like I said, this is a very good football team, a very young football team, and and this is always a great game. Philadelphia and Dallas. So I think you just got to keep it more about that. Now, all the other stuff that goes on, that's part of the environment there. That's part of the content-driven business that Jerry's the master of. And you just got to learn to separate that. And personally, it took me a couple years, and frankly, it was a conversation that I had with Jerry. I think it was after it was about 2022, where just everything we talk about right here, that's what counts, and all the other stuff is business. And I think when you realize that, and I think the players there now realize that too, the current players, because this is a hell of a locker room. I'm really high on these guys. I know we talked about these guys during the draft, the draft visit, but I think this is a young ascending football team. I like the additions that they made, so I look for a super competitive game tonight.
Okay, go ahead, AJ.
Coach, we anytime we've been around you, you're very high on Dak Prescott and everything that he does as a quarterback and as a leader of that team. I guess, what do you expect from him not only tonight but the rest of this season?
Number one, stay healthy. He stays healthy. He'll reach every goal that he has set out for his team and himself. I do believe that in heart of hearts. I think Dak is clearly what I would call a full operational quarterback. When you get into the postseason, you start building your offense for the upcoming year, the concepts you're looking to build off of, the variations that you want to change. He's full operational. There's nothing that you really get out of. Now he obviously ran more in his younger days, and frankly, once he received a bigger contract, we try to be more selective with that. I'm not sure what direction they're going here in the future here, but he's full operational. I thought we increased the 3-step emphasis. I thought he was excellent at that. So the play action, the keeps, and all that. So really like him in the situations. Everybody talks about his leadership and his hard working, but this man's a hell of a football player. I just love the way he stands in there and makes those throws and doesn't blink.
Okay, so let's talk about him standing in there and making those throws. You've obviously had to game plan against Vic Fangio's defense, this defense that is currently with the Philadelphia Eagles. What do you think Shoddy, Dak, and that offense are going to try to do tonight to this Philadelphia Eagles defense? How do you have success against them?
Well, the biggest thing too, it always starts up front. Doesn't matter who you play, and it definitely starts up front when you play against this Philadelphia Eagle defense. When I view defensive lines, this is a group that can apply pressure inside and out. So with that, you just got to be very aware when you're talking about time clocks and expectations. And personally, I prefer to throw the ball on them up in Philadelphia on the grass than inside, because I can remember a safety that Fletcher Cox had in the earlier games in 21, I think it was, where when you have that combination of inside and outside, you got to be smart with the way you throw the ball. And I'm talking now particularly to your pass sets. You have to make sure you short set these guys more than you probably would think. I think that's something that will definitely be the starting point. I know that's what I'll be watching. I'll be watching the up front. I'll be watching the fits. I'll be watching the chipping, the edges, if they're making Dak throw off his back foot and so forth. But, this will start in the trenches, and it'll start with running the football and having the opportunity to take advantage of that run game on first and second down. But when it comes down to the situational stuff, you got to block them. And this is a hell of a defensive front.
Cowboys plus 8.5 tonight.
Oh, I'm taking Cowboys all day long.
Come on, Coach. All right. Start with the toxic table. At Ty Schmidt, your pick tonight is the Cowboys are 8.5-point dogs on ESPN Bet to kick off the NFL season.
Yeah, I was on the Cowboys all morning, and the more I look at it, I'm just seeing the potential of Saquon rushing for 175 yards. So I'm going to flip it. I'm going to go with the Eagles, and I think they cover.
Okay, you like the Eagles covering 8.5.
I think so.
A little bit too much positivity for the Cowboys on this particular show?
Yeah, I don't know. It's just weird when so much of the consensus is these guys have done everything wrong for the last several weeks. These guys fucking suck. This one player was their entire team, but then we talked about their offense, their defense. They still got a lot of good players. I can just see the Eagles really going belt to ass tonight. Okay,
that is certainly a possibility in everybody's eyes. Mm-hmm. Boston Connor, you've had one pick all morning. Feels like all show you've been feeding that narrative. I don't know if he is kind of flippy-floppy like you potentially had on this particular game. Conman, who do you like?
No, I'm steadfast at 8.5. I don't think anybody knows his team better than Mike McCarthy. He was just there, so if he feels good about it, I feel good about it. If you're going to bet a underdog that is greater than 7, though, throw in a touchdown for the other team. It'll help the algorithm, give you better odds. So like a Cowboys plus 8.5 Jalen Hurts touchdown will really give you a little juice for tonight.
Okay, Jalen Hurts, we assume, is going to get a tush-push special at some point. One half of the Hammer,
Dahn.
Cowboys AP Tone. Don't want to give away too much for Hammer Dahn, which is going to be electrifying today. But who do you like in the game?
I also waffled a bit. I didn't know coming in the show, but Big Mike really convinced me to ride with the puppies tonight and the Cowboys plus 8.5.
Okay, Tone's on the Cowboys plus 8.5. So is Connor. Ty says Eagles blow them out. AJ, your thoughts?
I mean, Big Mike does sway whatever you're thinking, I think, when he's so diehard on the Cowboys. But I was leaning Cowboys. I'm definitely taking the Cowboys plus 8.5. I'm going to take the over as well.
Okay, I will pick the Cowboys plus 8.5 as well. Okay,
You're going to jump in on that over?
No. I mean, yeah, sure, why not?
Last year, just so you know, 47.5. I think it was the same last year, and the score was 27-20 when Isaiah Likely ended up. So they're on it when the over-under's early.
Okay, well, I'll go with the over as well. I enjoy the over. I like the Cowboys plus 8.5. I was Philadelphia Eagles as the show started. And then the more and more I thought about it, I was like, this is going to be a cagey affair. Dude, it's a divisional game. Doesn't matter. It's going to be tight, I think. Can the Philadelphia Eagles blow them out? Definitely. We are big fans of Philadelphia Eagles. Philadelphia Eagles win.
Yes.
Cowboys keep it tight. Jalen Hurts scores a touchdown and the over hits. I mean, that is how I feel like the game is probably going. Does that mean that's going to take place? Absolutely not. Could be the complete opposite. We could be in a more fest tonight, or it could be anything. That's why the NFL is the greatest.